Theoretical Girls. Theoretical Girls were a New York-based no-wave band formed by Branca and Lohn, a conceptual artist and composer that existed from 1977 to 1981. Theoretical Girls played only about 20 shows, 3 of which took place in Paris. It released one single, US Millie/You Got Me, which had some attention in England, where it sold a few thousand copies. The band was never signed by a record company, but is well regarded as an early leading no-wave group that mixed classical modern ideas of composition with punk rock. This experimental music was mostly supported by the New York art world and minimal art music audience. History. I came to New York City to do theater, and I was in the process of actually setting up a whole theater situation with a friend of mine named Lohn. He had a loft in Soho. We were painting the place black, and at one point I just couldn't help myself, and I decided I just wanted to start a fucking band. It got to the point where basically we kinda decided that we can't. Theoretical Girls was formed after Branca and Lohn's previous group, The Static, and performed its first show at the Experimental Intermedia Foundation. Artist Jeff Wall came up with the band's name during a discussion of women making conceptual art. The Theoretical Girls were among the most enigmatic of the late 1970s no-wave bands of the New York underground rock scene, famous not so much for their music, since they released only one single during their brief existence, but because the group launched the careers of 2 of New York's best-known experimental music figures, composer Branca and producer. The latter played drums, the former guitar in the quartet, which also featured keyboardist Margaret DeWise and vocalist/guitarist Jeffrey Lohn, a classically trained composer who, like Branca and so many others in the no-wave scene, wasn't interested in working with popular musical forms until inspired to do so by the explosion of punk rock. The group's sound shared aesthetics with the other no-wave bands working in Manhattan at the time, such as the Contortions and DNA. Always confrontational and often funny in an aggressive way, the band's sound consistently displayed the influence of American minimalist composers, ranging from sparse, clattering rhythm pieces that sound like immediate forebears of early 1980s sonic youth, to abrasive slabs of art punk noise music. 2 recordings subsequent to the dissolution of the band have emerged in recent years, helping to preserve the band's legacy. The first, which came out on Atavistic in 1995, consists of all the Branca penned songs, including You Got Me, the flip side from the group's only single. The aside, US Millie, appears on a newer collection of Theoretical Girls songs, all written by Lohn. That compendium owes its existence to Acute Records proprietor Daniel Selzer, who spent several years collaborating with Lohn to compile the songs, working from poorly recorded old rehearsal tapes and live reels. Currently, Jeffrey Lohn resides in the East Village neighborhood of New York City and keeps to a private life. Branca continued to pursue a career as a musician before succumbing to throat cancer on May 13, 2018 at the age of 69. Discography. Single. Single. Theoretical Girls, You Got Me, Branca/US. Millie Lohn 7 single, Theoretical Records, 1978. Collections. Branca, The Static and Theoretical Girls, Songs 77-79, Atavistic Records, 1995, compiles live and studio recordings by The Static and Theoretical Girls 1977-1979. Theoretical Girls, Theoretical Record, Acute Records, 2002, compiles most known recorded work of Theoretical Girls. Compilation appearances. Various artists Out of Their Mouths 1996, Atavistic Records. Song, You Got Me. Various artists New York, Noise 2003. Soul Jazz Records, Jazz Records, Jazz Records, Jazz Records, Jazz Records, Jazz Records, Jazz Records. Song, You Got Me. DVD 135 Grand Street, New York, 1979, by Erica Beckman. Notes and references